grudges against Smile anymore. I mean, it's in the past. I mean, I don't really want to have anything to do with the guy, just because of the way things went. But I'm not looking to start up any beef or anything like that. But I still will sit here and say to this day that guy got famous off of my name. Everything after that, though, he did on his own. As far as building up his channel and everything. But that dude got famous off of my name.
Yeah, I personally do.
All SuperPatriot the trash ever does is lie. In the background, you can see all the writings of lies. We had a podcast, and at the end of the podcast, he said, "Okay, Mello, everything's cool." I said, "All right, cool." And you guys see that he continues to talk about me in DC Universe Online. And he gets his group of friends, which I beat up, which duck me. Some of them duck me, some of them I beat them up. Some of them, they get one win, and they think they're good. I beat them 50 times. Check out my YouTube channel. It's all over there. Especially USPS Server 1, 2, and 3 is all their little friends' names. All right? Make a long story short, is that I just took another opportunity to prove to the world that he is a liar. So USPS, USPC, EUPS, and EUPC, please be aware of SuperPatriot and his friends who lie. He states here that SmileB4Death became famous off his name, which is highly impossible. Okay, this is why I am sick and tired of this guy. He just lies all the time, like he's lying in his chat about me, like he brings his friends into the chat to lie about me. You can go check out my YouTube and just see the truth. All right. So SmileB4Death has been successful without SuperPatriot. He never needed SuperPatriot. He has the audacity to say that. But however, he's a compulsive liar, a habitual line crosser. So he's used to lying and getting away with it. And I'm just not going to allow him to get away with it. And that's why he doesn't want you guys to like me, because I will tell you the truth about him and I will show you his lies. And that's the reason why he wants you guys to hate me. If you read the chat closely, he attacks SmileB4Death in a chat here. He also attacks me and attacks SmileB4Death. He has a personal vendetta with people who are known for being great 1v1 fighters. It's funny coming from a guy who ducked me for 5 years. He states it's not personal with SmileB4Death. So why are you writing about SmileB4Death in 5v5 chat? Why are you talking about SmileB4Death in the podcast if it's not personal? It is personal, just like you have a personal problem with me. The problem is that you can't beat us. Is that you have to lie to people to turn the community against us. I watched SmileB4Death go through what you guys try to put him through when you guys try to turn the community against him. So I was very much aware you would attempt to turn the community against me too. And I was prepared for that war, and I won it, as you can see. Stop trying to turn the USPS, the EUPS, the USPC, and the EUPC server against SmileB4Death and against me. You're doing it in this chat, and you're trying to do it in all your podcasts that you ever had. Me and Smile are the subject of your podcast. Obviously, you are jealous of our success. SmileB4Death never needed you, but someone like you would do anything for views and subs. You would lie, wouldn't you? So let me prove your lies wrong, okay? Let's talk about your stats for the past 2 years. And we'll compare your stats for the past 2.5 years to SmileB4Death stats, alright? You average under, for the past few months, for the past 2 years, you've averaged under 10,000 views. Okay? Actually, for the past year, average under 10,000 views. For 2014, the highest you peaked at for the whole year of 2014 is only in the beginning of 2014 was 69,000. So for the year of 2014, you couldn't even pass 69,000 views. That's the highest you peaked, and that was the beginning of January 14. So basically, you're working off something that happened there, because then in 2013 you went down again. Okay, so for the whole year of 2015, you averaged below 10,000, right? For 2014, you averaged in between 10,000, and then throughout the months, throughout half the year. So I'm gonna give you the months real quickly. Throughout basically you averaged real low until July. Actually, this is June, right? And you hit like, it started to rise up, and then you hit 60,000 in January, and then in 2013 in October you went down to 40, went down again, then you went back up. So you went back up, peaking to the highest for the year, 98,000, right? So that's what we're gonna talk about. We're talking about those years right there, okay? So every month you average like, for 2013, 60, 70, 50, 40, 30, and then 69 in the beginning. And then for 2014, you average way under that. You know what I'm saying? 39,000, 43,000, 29, 18. And then you could tell because DC Universe died at 2014 and 2013 that the YouTube just died in 2015. Now you average less than 10,000. All right? You average less than 10,000 views. So, and even in 2012, you still weren't averaging more than SmileB4Death. I'm going to show you right now. And in 2012, you still average 98,000, 94, 107. Then you dropped even in an active year of DC Universe to 64,000, and then another drop in April in that area of time, right, to 52,000. So I'm just letting you know, for those years, your YouTube was not known. So I don't think SmileB4Death ever needed you ever. There's no way in hell. All right. So let's go to SmileB4Death's YouTube, and let's talk about his years and his months, right? So for this year, for the last month, and this month he's averaging 1.14 million, 1.8 million, what? All right, he averaged 2015, right? Monthly, 1.8 million, 1.2 million views a month, compared to SuperPatriot, who averaged under 10,000 views a month. Like the average, he was way lower than that. I'm giving him, you know what I'm saying, it was like 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, and he says that SmileB4Death got famous off his name. That's impossible. Absolutely impossible, right? So now let's go look at 20, because SuperPatriot likes to say 2014, 2013 was his best years, when obviously they weren't, right? And now we see SmileB4Death for the whole year 2015 averages way above 500,000. So I mean, he's gone up to 1.8, even 2 million from what I know, 2.2 million one time I checked. So the highest his peak for this year is 2.2 million, right, so far, and the lowest he's gone is, man, not even 500,000. Like 500,000 is like the lowest he's gone, right? And actually, in one time in October, like in between October and January, so like one of those dates right there, he averaged about 300,000. So he still was doing way better than SuperPatriot, right? And for 2014, supposedly SuperPatriot's best years, well, he didn't average not even 100,000, not even 50,000 for those years. SuperPatriot was awful, right? I'm gonna go check it, make sure I'm correct though. SmileB4Death averaged over 300,000 views for that whole year. Okay, he never needs SuperPatriot. Monthly, he averaged a high amount of views. And even when the months that SuperPatriot dropped in October, SmileB4Death was rising still. So even in the months in 2012 when SuperPatriot dropped, SmileB4Death didn't. Okay, and the subs for SmileB4Death, we all know, rise rapidly. So for him to lie and have the audacity and say that, talk bad about SmileB4Death and say that SmileB4Death needs his name, and saying that he's not holding a grudge. Well, obviously in the chat you guys can see that he's holding a grudge. I mean, he wrote about Smile, did he not? What does SmileB4Death have to do with a conversation has to do with Melvin? And what does SmileB4Death, what does Melvin have to do with a server that he doesn't have in play? I don't play the game no more. I haven't played in years. What happened is he wants you guys to hate us. Okay, he promotes hate. And he's so busy promoting hate, that's why the game is dying. That's why his YouTube is dying. You know what I mean? And what he did here for you guys is he brought a group of his friends, guys I beat, guys who changed their names and changed their leagues and changed their weapons and think I don't know who they are, but they still have the same PSN, right? And to try to lie to you guys, try to trick you guys. You guys look in the chat, you don't really know what's going on. That's what happens. You're getting programmed to hate me right away. I met a guy before. He was like, I hated you before I met you. And I'm saying, why? He said, as soon as I get on the server, they're already telling me bad things about you. you know. And this is when I was actually playing the game. And I said, it's okay, man. Once you meet me, you know who I am. And once you watch my videos and once you see who I am, you understand who I am, you know. And I like to show the world this because obviously he has a personal vendetta of people who are good, people who are successful. That's what he has. He's jealous of that. And I can prove to you in numbers that he's jealous of that. All right? He's absolutely jealous of that. By the way, SmileB4Death gets more views than DC Universal Online YouTube, by the way. Good job, Smile. Congratulations. You're doing a good job. And great job. So let's talk about me in the daddy house. You know what I'm saying? Because I average more views than he does a month. And that's what he's jealous of. You know? He only made, I don't know, I think he only had like 5, 6, 7,000 views last month. I'm almost at 200,000 or 200,000 this month, right? So let's be real. You know, let's be real, Super Patriot. You hate me because I'm more successful than you. I'm better than you. For the time that your YouTube was dying, those years that your YouTube was dying, I was uploading videos. It's so funny. PvP Season 3, you have no videos for PvP Season 3. And I had videos. My leagues were winning. You know, we were uploading. And PvP, we were winning. I was winning my 1v1 fights. I have a lot of duels uploaded too. You know, and for you to have the audacity to hate on people who are better than you is wrong. Stop promoting hate. Because when you promote hate, the people catch you and they expose you for exploiting hate, for trying to make people hate each other. You know what I mean? Stop trying to make the community hate me. That's wrong. You're supposed to be a leader in that community. Stop promoting hate. Stop promoting people to hate SmileB4Death. That's wrong. You're supposed to be a leader in that community. Stop promoting hate. And it's because of your leadership, that's the reason why the community has failed. And that's the reason why the game has failed. You have failed the community and you have failed the game. Okay? This is just proof that you're a compulsive liar, proof that you're a habitual line crosser, proof that the people who were in a party chat with me that heard you say everything's cool, let it be known that he's a liar, he's the instigator, he's a troublemaker. This is proof that he tries to start trouble with me, proof that he harasses me, proof that he bothers SmileB4Death, proof that he hates me. It's not that I started it, but I finished it. Until next time, it's Melvin with the truth. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.